Dun dun.
Shh, Cinder, be quiet.
Intro.
Good lord, that's a long intro. Holy geez, Cinder, and how are you doing?
I just moved into the camera shot.
Oh, okay.
I remembered it a little too late.
All right, so thanks for joining us. This is a TI4 qualifier. America's presented by
Suns fan and Syndrome.
Monster, which is delicious, by the way. You should definitely grab that if you want to stay awake. We're actually into the bands and picks for this game, which is Sneaky Nick's Assassins again, but this time versus Isurus, so let's get into it. Shall we, good sir? I'll try not to have the draft screen up for the first 10 minutes of the game, but no promises whatsoever.
I think that would look wasn't too bad last game, and LD actually took the blame for it, which I think is legit.
Yeah,
that's good.
He's
job
a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
It was totally your fault.
No.
Okay, it's gonna be Isurus versus Sneaky Nicks. We saw Sneaky Nicks in the previous game on this stream. Of course, make sure you check out all the streams that we're running here at the NA Hub at once. There's 4 games on pretty much all the time. You can access it via
websites.
Twitch.tv/team/TI4NA.
Right.
There's a lot of games going on, so check that out. Anyway, here it is, Sneaky Nicks versus Isurus. Game 1 for Sneaky Nicks Assassin was an absolute stomp, to be fair. They crushed their opponents in the first game, of course, being team, why can't I remember what that was? Shadows of the Past, there we go.
Well, now they're the Shadows of the Past, so you don't have to remember them, right?
Yeah, that's true. They are, they still have a chance. But
this is like the exact same draft so far as last game.
It really is. So, Sneaky Nicks love getting their Marana, and Isurus will be taking Train Protector. Worth noting about them, by the way, they just played against Revenge, which was the longest game of round 1.
Which wasn't very long.
That was 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
that was the longest game we had. So we had a game that was 0 minutes, which was...
That doesn't count as 0 minutes.
E-Hug
which
had
is
their
important.
5th player being 1 minute late.
Right, that was... Yeah.
So they got a default loss,
well,
which was
31
absolutely...
minutes late, technically.
Yeah, but 1 minute late for the deadline.
Right.
So really unfortunate. And then the game we had here was about 24, I think, or something, 27, maybe? Less than 30, and that was Sneaky Nicks against Shadows of the Past. And then the remaining game, I don't remember the time of, but I heard that was an absolute crush as well. It was top 5 versus...
It's for the group stage, or whatever you want to call this, it's kind of a hit or a miss with games. So, and this is literally the exact same draft, like to the T. What did they pick second for Shadows of the Past? Darks, okay.
Yeah, so we're going to see that. So yeah, Sneaky Nicks, their approach to the game, they banned Batright and Invoker. I think they did that in the previous game too. Yeah. And Isurus is banning Lycan and Sand King, which is actually also what Shadows of the Past did in the previous game.
So I'd say 3 out of those 4 heroes, not including the Sand King here, are exact same bans you would see in every single game for 6.8. So I guess the difference is Sand King. That's mostly because people like Naga were nerfed pretty heavily to the point where almost never see her at this point. Still viable, I think. But
yeah, it's still good.
So I think I'm trying to remember the bans here for Shadows of the Past. Let's see if we can match it up. So Darkseid would be the pick here.
Yeah,
I know Shadow Demon was a ban at some point, and Bane. Both of which,
Gonna see if they do that. But Sneaky Nicks, they do get Marana and Clockwork, which they did indeed do in the previous game as well. Clockwork played by IX Mike. The Marana was played by Ush in the game. They play an aggressive trialing, which is something we don't see too often, especially not on the Dire. We're gonna see. Oh, this is different. So really early Wraith King pick here from Isurus. I think this hero is underrated still, even though he's getting picked more. This hero is really good.
Now so that's somewhat flexible here, as we've seen. Can be support, can be. I guess you could play him as carry, which I don't think is that common. I mean, it could be like the carry in a tri-lane, but it's not really a carry per se. You get farm on him early, and he's kind of like the initiator, so to speak. Do you pick up like a hero that mana burns, like a Nyx? Actually, Nyx isn't very good because it's based on intelligence.
Not too good.
But I guess you could get a Diffusal on Marana at some point if you needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you actually think about against Wraith King? Because he's not. I mean, he's not a carry as much as he used to be, you know?
I don't think it's worth it to get a Diffusal in general just for that. Then you pick it for a secondary reason too, like something else you want to purge. Like
if they get Warlock.
Chaotic Offering, or, you know, there could be other things, just purging off other useful buffs, or having something that really sets up well with Diffusal for yourself. If there's an Omni Knight, I think that would be a great choice, of course, to get Diffusal, but I think the main way you counter Wraith King is EMP from Invoker is absolutely disgusting, to use your term for it.
You're never going to get Invoker.
Insane, but that's out of the picture.
Yep.
And Necro books in general are just way better than Diffusal.
Yeah, that's true.
The instant mana burn is so much bigger, and the blue Necronomicon is... The thing is, you don't want to fight it, so you pretty much have to have a BKB to block the mana burn, or you will get burned a couple of times, and then you're out of mana. So, I think a Necro Carrier would actually be really great for Sneaky. I'm called Sneaky now.
Sneaky.
Team Sneaky. But I'm not sure if they're taking the approach that they need to counter out the Wraith King specifically. They might just be playing around it and be like, okay, this hero also has its weaknesses. He's melee. If he's played as a support, I feel like he's generally stronger on that role than core.
I agree.
Personally.
But like right now, you have
we'll
2 melees. If that's
did they
that's
just ban
support.
Meeple?
10 seconds
I
remaining.
guess so.
Who the hell? Okay, so I don't know Isurus that well. The only player I recognize by name is DDX, who I think plays a good Invoker, which might also be the reason Sneaky banned that out. But still, apparently they have a Meeple player, which I hope we get to see later in the tournament then.
Yeah,
or
I guess so.
or maybe it's just
either
a
that or
blank
just-
ban.
Yeah, they could just be throwing it away to open something up for themselves.
Yeah,
but
empty bans are an option, of course.
I mean, I think Nyx is still good regardless of the mana burn not being
5
that effective
seconds
against Wraith
remaining.
King, but it's been an extremely popular. I guess it's been more popular as an
Reserve
offlane
time.
than as a support. Would you say that's true? And since they have Clockwork, I doubt that's going to be the case. But there's still Bane. There's still Shadow Demon, which I think is great here. I mean, especially against 2 melee, having Demonic Purge, which people kind of underestimate
Shadow Demon is really
how good
here.
that is. But against like 2 melee, especially Wraith King, who's really reliant on getting up close and personal a lot of the time, I think the Demonic Purge will be great. Obviously, the disruption speaks for itself with Into the Arrow and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, and it's good
expect that.
defensively as well against Wraithfire Blast.
Right.
And also against Overgrowth, just buying the time, or against Leech Seed, so the entire Leech Seed expires. I think Shadow Demon would be an amazing pick, but I don't know how much Sneak and Nyx Assassins really like playing that hero per se.
10
It's
seconds remaining.
I think the style we saw from them in the last game was really early aggression with
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, they played an aggressive tri-lane, which Shadow Demon could do in this case, but perhaps they're again looking for something that can not only get kills but also push towers. Last time they played Shadow Shaman, they played Death Prophet. And looking at Isurus, they kind of might have the same weakness that Shadows of the Past did in the previous game, but they are going to get the Shadow Demon. They could have the weakness again that, at least for now, Isurus' teamfight potential is just not there. They don't have any synergy with Overgrowth right now, and I think they're taking a different approach, though. I think they want to fight early on. At least in their previous game, Isurus had Tusk, Ember Spirit, and...
Tusk would be hilarious.
who else did they have? They had one more. They had Tusk, Axe, and Ember Spirit in that game. The one they just played, where they did lose to Revenge, but
What's up with people picking 3 to 4 melee heroes
Yeah.
lineups these days? It's like,
Tusk is a little special.
yeah, it's true.
I hope we get to see that hero much more. I think it's so good now.
You've been talking about him all week.
Underrated,
I-
Coddle
okay,
solo
I
mid,
agree.
and Tusk.
Right.
Underrated.
Reserve time.
So,
But
of course, the changes to 6.81, a lot of these teams, and even the top teams, haven't really figured out everything there is to it. Of course, there's still some time till TI4 actually begins, the
Dire
main
team
tournament
pick.
itself. They're going to pick up a puck, though, is Isurus. So
good
that's
heroes
in
have
all
living armor
likelihood-
with.
What's that?
Is really good heroes have living armor on. So
Yeah.
the reason this is great synergy with Puck is that Puck in general in the mid lane, which we're assuming he's going to go to, he plays up well against most heroes, but he has trouble against very few. The thing is, if you get living armor on this hero, you can play so aggressively, and it's almost impossible to gank you, because the one way you kill Puck is that you
10 seconds
stun lock
remaining.
him or silence lock him and bring him down before he can phase shift. Where if you have living armor, you buy that extra 3 seconds that you can orb, phase, and get out. And it just enables him to play differently. So, gonna see the Shadow Shaman again from Sneak and Nyx Assassins.
All right, so other than...
Pretty
Okay, who was in
greedy
place
duo.
of Shadow Demon last game?
Ancient
So-
Apparition.
So AA and Death Prophet. Okay, so Death Prophet was banned, so Isurus...
Homework done.
Yeah, homework definitely complete. And then Centaur was banned, unfortunately, for Sneaky Nyx. I'm going to have to talk to IX Mike after this match, and
10
although I guess it's
seconds
fluff,
remaining.
so I need to add fluff and then tell him that I don't appreciate the Centaur ban. But
5
either way,
seconds
they have...
remaining.
The question is, do they want to do... last time they did Shadow Shaman and Death Prophet last, so their push
Reserve
kind of came
time.
out of nowhere. And they can set it up for the same thing here, although... and honestly, Shadow Shaman could potentially go mid. I doubt it. That's kind of an old school thing with no escape mechanism or anything like that, but it's still possible. And of course, Morana could still go mid, so there could be a tri-lane with a hero that we hasn't even picked yet. So kind of up in the air, which is always nice to see.
I really like the way Isurus is thinking right now, to be honest. So we have the Shadow Shaman again, and Sneaky Nyx has a support duo that's really fragile. If you catch them out, they're pretty much dead. And Wraithfire Blast and Cold Feet just have amazing synergy. I think you actually, unless you have a blink or movement speed ability, you will get caught every time, because it's a 2-second stun into a slow. which is enough to set up the Cold Feet. The one problem is they're playing against Shadow Demon, so a little bit case dependent, but
Well, okay, how
perhaps
much
they
do you
want to
level,
fight, actually.
How much do you level up Cold Feet, though? So, Chilling Touch is typically the thing you max out, right?
Yeah.
But when you have 3 melee,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
Chilling
2
Touch
melee,
is really not good here.
like the tri-lane isn't too strong, if that is the tri-lane.
It's really not too good. And at the same time, I think, yeah, you get 1 point in Chilling Touch maybe here.
Okay.
Not really max that out. I would say this is a game where you could potentially max Cold Feet, which is something we see very rarely, but considering how fragile Sneaky Nick's Assassin's Heroes are, and that they have an Overgrowth setup, they have a Dream Call setup, and they have a Wraithfire Blast setup, Cold Feet is actually really damn good here.
Well, even in, like, if it was actually a tri-lane, if the Cold Feet was leveled up with 1 level in
seconds
respectively
remaining.
for Ice Vortex and Chilling Touch, just the Wraithfire Blast and
5
the
seconds
Leech Seed
remaining.
are enough to get a kill, I feel like. I
Yeah.
mean, these are 2 really
That's true.
tanky heroes. Ancient Apparition obviously not included in that, but...
Yeah.
And honestly, it's decent against Clockwork if you can get off the right initiation. Because he's kind of stuck in his cogs if you can't get off an auto attack, but that's kind of asking for stuff.
It looks like Isurus' approach. So we saw in the previous game that Isurus play really aggressively. They pick so many killers. I hope they're playing this aggressively because they have so much burst and so much control against a lineup that's arguably 5 fragile heroes, or maybe Clockwork isn't so fragile. But if Mirana gets silenced, she's dead. If Shadow Demon or Shadow Shaman get silenced, they're dead. The only thing that can counter it is Disruption or a really good hook shot to disrupt the engage, right? Anything for Isurus that sets up the team fight, if they get to fight it on their terms, I think they're going to be able to just completely crush Sneaky Nick's lineup. Whereas if they get the initiation with the Storm Spirit running in, the Clockwork hook shot, the arrow, they have so much good setup that if Isurus get caught in the back foot, it might be too hard for them to fight back. But I would say, at least in comparison to the previous game we cast on this stream, I think Isurus' draft makes more sense than the one we had from Shadows of the Past in that game.
Right.
So I'm looking for a better performance from him. There is the Nyx Assassin, but actually on Isurus instead. Is he going to go mid against Storm?
All right, I'm putting on the
Or
in-game.
offlane?
Let's see if it actually works this time. Okay, looks good.
Boring. Hey, put on that draft screen again. Let's go.
I need the draft screen, for sure.
That's good.
Something I do want to mention, in the last game, we saw that Sneaky Nick's was banning the likes of TA and Puck, and I thought that was to open up a Storm Spirit pick for themselves, but of course it was banned afterwards by Shadow of the Past. Kind of seeing the opposite here. So we have a Puck already in place for Isurus against the Storm Spirit. I think from the very early stages it's relatively even, but once you get the blink on Puck, I think it destroys Storm Spirit, as long as Storm doesn't get off to like a snowball start overall.
Yeah, I like the options that Isurus has here. It looks like they're going to be playing the Wraith King as a core, by the way, just by virtue of their lineup. I'm not sure about who plays what on their players, but I think DDX goes mid. That's what I remember him for, as the only player in Isurus I actually recognize. So let's just go over that really quickly. We've got DDX playing the Puck, as just mentioned. Damn it, he's moving. I can't really see it too well.
It's so blue.
Niandara? Nakamana on Ancient Version, and Zerdo on the Nyx Assassin. What is it? Naidara. Naidara. Okay, I got it.
And on the other side, Sneaky Nick's again. We have IX Mike playing Clockwork. Not too big a surprise there. Whitebeard, I believe, playing Rasta again.
Yep.
Same hero.
Had that last game too.
Ush on the Storm Spirit this time. SNA, SNA, whatever you want to call him. Marana again.
No, it was Ush who was Mirana last
Oh,
game,
was
and
it?
Sna was Death Prophet.
Okay,
Yeah,
so switch
they
it up a
swapped
bit.
it.
And then
around.
Fluff and Stuff instead of the AA, now on the Shadow Demon. Not able to get a disruption off onto Wraith King. Not sure if they had the setup there. Would have been a short range arrow. Still hasn't leveled it up quite yet. And yeah, this should be an interesting beginning of the game at least. And I think that's one thing that Sneaky Nick really got off to a good start last game, and it kind of snowballed out of control, and it really wasn't anything Shadow of the Past could do. So we'll see if that remains to be the case.
Yeah, I think if Nyx, which, yeah, they are running an aggressive trial lane again, I think this could backfire really hard for them. Because I think the trial lane of Isurus is incredibly strong, and if the hero they want to try to initiate on with Sna's lane is Wraith King, he's got a Stout Shield and 600 health. They can't burst him down.
Right.
And the turnaround that's going to follow is Cold Feet, Wraithfire Blast, and Leech Seed, which gives them a kill on anyone else than the Mirana if Disruption's already used. I feel like this game is one where Fluff and Stuff needs to perform. Unless if Sna's just flat out a better team, so they win an outskilling, that's one thing. But if these two teams play it evenly, I think Fluff and Stuff has a lot of weight on his shoulders. Shadow Demon is such an important pick here. We talked about how good it was as a third pick. And I think it just got more and more important with every pick Isurus got in this game, to be honest. So Fluff needs to play a really good game here.
If they get initiation off with the disruption into an arrow, is that enough to kill either of these strength heroes? I know it would be enough to kill AA, but is it enough to kill Wraith King?
I think it's enough to
or
kill
Tree?
Does Tree have a stout shield? He doesn't, right? Let me just see
No,
that.
not at the moment.
It's 700 health, though. They need to get through. I don't think they can kill either of those in the opening. Treant has already skilled Leech Seed, though, so we're hearing some cogs here. Ike's Mike taking a lot of pressure. Actually, DDX is in the off lane.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
I was a
getting
little bit mistaken on
zapped
that.
twice, actually.
And that means Storm will be playing against Nyx, which I think Nyx is one of the better melees against Storm because you just mana burn him a lot to prevent him from playing very aggressively with the Static Remnant. But still, it's range versus melee, so I think Storm doesn't mind too much. But Puck against Clockwork, I think, is a really good lane for Puck, because what can Clock do? He has to come in close, he uses the cogs, you just orb out, and you harass him from range all the time. Might see something breaking out in the bottom lane.
And we have a Wraithfire Blast on top of Shadow Shaman. Is that the cold feet? No, it's just the slow from Wraithfire Blast. Disruption coming out to prevent any more damage. Rasta almost dies, is forced to use a salve, so already we're seeing, despite, that was initiation by, was that initiation by Isurus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fullback got the stun opener off there.
So almost a kill, but not quite. I mean, once they get to level 3, then it's going to be pretty easy to get a kill, I feel like, if they have the mana capacity.
And as long as Wraith King is getting farmed down here, I think this is a good trade-off for Isurus, because I just feel like this lane for them is going to win at some point. And the fact that they will probably be winning top with Puck against Clockwork, or at least be doing fairly evenly. Puck is amazing at TP ganks for try versus try. It's like one of the best heroes you can TP in. He's got great AoE, he's got the coil. Actually, a lot of damage being done to fullback here. Arrow from SNA, but he was actually alone on the lane. This is a smart play from Nyx, because they know Mirana is hard for Isurus to initiate on, so they just go farm the jungle with their 2 supports and leave Mirana alone.
Oh, you're saying the... Okay, I was...
It's pretty
when
wise.
you say Nyx, I think of the hero Nyx, not Sneaky Nyx.
Oh yeah, we actually... Oh god. We've got a team called
so
Nyx, we've got a player called SNA, and the team is also called SNA, and we have the hero Nyx.
This is awful.
This is the worst...
Recipe for absolute disaster.
Absolute casting madness.
It's all good. But we continue here with the tri-lane, which hasn't... We've seen a couple of initiations, but no kills as of yet. Nyx Assassin, 7-1 versus the 14-1 Storm Spirit. Can't be too surprised with that. Nyx not the best mid, as far as last hitting is concerned, at least. So getting quite dominated, to say the least here. We have a little bit of Impale here, but...
Yeah, doing some harassment damage. He needs to be careful here. Actually, very nice Carapace. That managed to reflect the Remnant, which is really important for this lane, is that he reflects that and not an attack. It's so much more damage. Of course, the stun doesn't matter, regardless of what source he reflects. But you're right, Storm is doing well, and I think this was also the story in the previous game, was that Nyx Assassin's mid laners just outplay their opponents. And I would say this is a lane that favors Storm, maybe not 2-1, as it is right now. He's got 20 CS against 11. But Zerto is holding his own so far. Disruption.
Soulcatcher to follow. Arrow is going to connect, actually. It was right through the ass of Wraith King. He's going to go down, despite having the living armor. Whitebeard might pay for it with his life. He does, but they'll take that trade any day of the week. Actually, the right click's doing quite a bit of damage.
Oh, nice juke!
Starstorm's going to miss, thanks to the tree line.
Oh, he's blocked! He's blocked!
SNA is
Oh, he has
blocked
a
for
tango.
now, but...
Oh my goodness.
Well,
that
you're getting
was...
excited over this blocking of trees.
He got surrounded by a creep wave there. That was kind of hilarious. But very nice by Pepita to take that path. He would have died there to a Starstorm if he didn't.
Don't
get
say
in there.
Pepita. It makes me hungry.
Pepita? Pepperoni?
Something about Pepita. I don't know. There's some sweet that's named something similar to that. That's
It makes me think of PPD. Like Pepita.
Makes me hungry either way.
Peter Pan. Damn. Invis Rune bottom. We're going to see Treant picking that up. And, well, there is Vision. Oh, maybe Storm. Is he level 6? No, he's level 5. So that's actually going to get sniped here. Very nicely played by Treant, stealing that rune away.
Yeah.
Are there any sentries on Team Sneaky Nyx Assassins? Yes, there is. There's actually one on Shadow Shaman, but Pepita, sorry, very wisely choosing to take another path. I'm going to have to call him his nickname.
Fine. It's fine.
I get hungry, dude.
I was being somewhat facetious, so it's all good.
What was that word?
Facetious. Fecal-icious.
Okay, actually.
Treant Protector, mid lane. Of course, Storm Spirit not quite level 6. This would be a huge
Disruption
kill.
bottom.
We're actually going to watch
Arrow
this instead.
won't connect. It hits the illusion. Now this is where
is more
Isurus should just turn around and start hitting, but...
Oh, Ush. We have another...
No Treant there.
Leech Seed, another 8 seconds, but Impale's up in 1. This actually should be... if he can connect on this Impale, this is a kill. Oh my god, he's juking so hard. He's juking into the tower. They can't even get it off. They don't even attempt it. Insane.
That's just nerves right there. If he hits that
really
Impale,
is.
it's a kill. There was Leech Seed ready. You have to go for it.
Playing
That
very
was...
conservative.
Wow.
And that was
Sign
set
of
up
weakness?
that was a setup by the Invisor. Yeah, they're a little bit intimidated, you have to think here.
That's kind of... Whoa, okay. Because that's, in my opinion, that's one thing Isurus can't afford. They're the underdog in this game. Just play your hearts out. Go for the kills. If you mess up, okay, but...
Are you the motivational speaker for Isurus? Play your hearts out, guys.
We can do this. You're either with us or against us.
So the Mirana 19-6 versus the Wraith King 15-1. I guess other than denies, it's not too big of a lead overall. It's something that Wraith King can come back from. Now, the question is, what does Wraith King get? Like, do you get a Blink Dagger? Is probably something you want to get eventually here, because I'm guessing it's not full-on carry Wraith King, correct? You would assume so. Like, it'd be like a little mix of initiation and then some carry afterwards, suppose.
Yeah, the Blink would be really good here, but the question is if he's getting the farm to allow him to get that, because if he has to play... Oh, wait, hang on, here we go!
Wraith Fire Blast, but there's the Shadow Demon Disruption. Can Treant Protector get off the Leech Seed? No, not quite yet. Chilling Touch.
He has boots!
This moaning and groaning from Synderen is amazing. The arrow is going to connect with the Soul Catcher. They do get a kill on the Shadow Shaman. I believe Tree will go down here as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade here. Wraith King getting the shot. Oh,
hook shot misses.
Misses the hook shot. That's a pretty big whiff. Mirana's going to leap out. We'll be okay for now. Nyx Assassin, the actual Nyx Assassin, is hasted at the moment. And he's actually... Okay, he uses Vendetta in the Roche pit.
Okay, Fluff is dead.
Yeah, Fluff, if he can hit this Impale, he does. That is a kill. Very nicely done. So it ends up being a... I've actually lost track. Was it 2-for-1 in favor of Isurus?
Some team won.
Well
yeah,
said.
I think that was 2-for-1 for them. So, but regardless, good rotation from both teams. I think what really made the difference there was that Ix Mike missed that hook shot, because if that lands, that was a fight for SNA. So, a little unfortunate there, but again, for me, the most important thing here is that the teams rotate and go for the plays, right? If Ix Mike hesitates there like the Nyx does, then they don't even get the try for it. So. Also like that what Zerto did there, in the heat of the moment, he actually realized he had enough gold for the Arcane Boots. He bottled up, he ran into the secret shop, bought the Arcane Boots, and then he Vendetta and got the kill on
that's
Fluff.
what he did. Okay.
Very nicely played, actually, keeping the overview in that chaotic fight. So.
And as a result, he's top level in the game right now, which is huge. I mean, that's somebody that they need to get off to a good start, and he's done just that, because we're seeing some warding here for sneaky Nyx Assassins, assuming that they're going to be a little bit more aggressive here starting out.
Yeah, and on top of that, considering that Ix Mike rotated and wasn't successful, Puck has a 1-level lead on this top lane. He's level 8.
Disruption,
Puck's level
Soul
6,
Catcher, Arrow is going to connect. Do they have enough damage to follow this up with?
Oh, there's
nice
a Puck
cogs.
TP.
The Pacifier cogs are up. Wraith King stuck in the middle. He will fall, but along with the Clockwork, the 1-for-1 trade. And the Dream Coil applied to Shadow Demon. Do they have? Okay, they do have vision from the Sentry here.
This is what I was waiting for. Like, when you're playing a Puck offlane and he gets to be alone in the lane because Clock leaves, you get a TP. Whenever Clock goes somewhere, you counter gank. Very textbook play here by DDX. Came in at the right time, got a 2-man Dream Coil and 2 assists. And I just think this Puck in this game could be an absolutely huge player. He's he actually chose to go for Treads, which I'm not sure I agree with. He could have got a really fast Blink Dagger here. Like we talked about, it's amazing against Nyx's lineup. Oh, he's, again, a bit hesitant there on that Impale, and ends up missing it.
Do you think that they even need the Vendetta in this case?
Yeah, I was considering. Cause
just like start off with the Impale, something like that?
Wraith King was coming in for the assist
Well,
there,
he could go in again. He has an Invis rune, so
oh, yeah, it's true.
potential to do it right
Might go
after.
for the mid lane. There's a Shadow Demon and a Storm in position there.
Yeah, they won't have enough damage to kill the Storm Shadow, I believe. Top lane, though, Wraith King not level 6 as of yet. We have the Shackle. Ix Mike's going to get the easiest hook of his life into the Pacifiers. Battery Assault to follow. Should be enough to get the Wraith King kill. In fact, oh my god, okay, one more right click. One more right click. Okay, it's going to be the Rocket to take him out. As mid lane, we're having some more harassment. Nice illusory orb. Nyx Assassin will fall. Oosh, he's going to try to get to the high ground. Doesn't have enough mana. Oh, okay, he does. Takes out the trees with him. And going to bottle up to his heart's content. And he's going to be good to go. So, 2 dead for Isurus, despite their... I mean, they got off to a pretty good start overall, but sneaky Nyx Assassin's having very good rotation.
I'm mainly for Isurus right now. I feel like this early game is fairly even. They're about 1,000 golden experience behind, mainly because of the bottom lane where Wraith King is 1 and 3. I think this game can change a lot when Puck gets a blink and Wraith King gets level 6. So right now, SNA are just exploiting the fact that there's no Wraith King ultimate. But when he has that, they can't go for these pickoffs anymore. Because there's just so good counter initiation from Isurus between an up-and-coming AA ult, Tree and Living Armor, of course, and the Puck, who's level 8.5, almost level 9. So
if he can get this Impale off. Oh, he's going to do it. Mana Burn finishes him off. Surprising that
such a big kill. That was the highest level on Nyx as well.
Well, they're going to put the Soul Catcher upon him. Cogs, I'm sure to fall. Actually, no, the Spike Carapace prevents the Cogs in time. Ix Mike's not going to follow this up. Probably a smart move. It's a little bit of misplay here as we have Mirana. Are you serious? Mirana killed Wraith King by herself? With a
Living
tree
Armor?
out there?
What?
What? How?
Okay, I don't even know how that's possible.
How is that even possible?
I wasn't even going to look for that lane, honestly.
And he's not level... I mean, this is huge. He's not level 6 yet. That is... he's the lowest level in the game as the farmer in a tri-lane. That's not what you want to see.
That's what's the real problem here for Isurus, because I feel like both Nyx and Puck... Okay, Nyx had a little bit of moment of hesitation, but apart from that, they've actually been getting the job done. They've got good enough farm. Nyx just soloed the Storm Spirit, which gave him a huge boost in experience since Storm was the highest level hero on the map. But this Wraith King again is going to get ganked. Is there a turnaround?
Can he hit the arrow is the question. The Starstorm's gonna hit. They're gonna follow up with the zip. Of course it's not. Oh, there comes the beautiful Dream Coil. They are gonna get Wraith King in the end though, so mission successful. Storm Switch is gonna zip away. I don't think Treant's gonna be able to follow this up at all.
2-0 again. Mike with a nice hook shot there gets out the AA at the back. And
oh, Nyx, Assassin. This is a suicide if he goes for this. He is gonna get the kill on Storm Spirit.
Hasted?
Oh, he's hasted.
No,
and
they didn't react fast enough. How the hell did he get out of that?
Disruption was up. I could have sworn they were gonna get that. I'm sure
Yeah.
Shackle too. No, Shackle was down. But
see, I like this from Zerto because you would think after his passive play in the early game or his hesitation that he wouldn't go for that.
Right.
This is how I feel like Isurus should be playing. And again, that was the Storm solo kill again. Look at Nyx. He's level 11 at 11 minutes. That's absolutely insane. And he almost has a Blink Dagger too. So I think right now the mission for Isurus is Nyx Assassin and Puck, start being a ganking global duo, and just set up for Wraith King. Look, Wraith King. He's like, you know what? Fuck this.
This is
I'm not even gonna
resort.
lane anymore. He's gonna get level 6 from this.
Oh,
Hit
poor
the big
guy.
Satyr. There we go.
Just talking in his ear, giving him tips. Poor guy.
He's gonna get level 6 from this, which is important. But the main problem for Isurus right now is, you know, fairly even game, but the gold distribution is crucial, right? Because this game is gonna go long. There's no way, or if it goes long, it's for Isurus, right? If any team ends early, it's SNA because they have better base pushing and they're doing well in the mid game with their heroes. But if they want to take it late game with a Wraith King, they really need so much time already. That's their problem here.
Oh,
Ike's
boy.
Mike.
Disruption. Oh, nice waning rift. Doing a lot of damage is Puck. DDX trying to take out Fluff and stuff. The AA Blast is going to come in. Isn't really going to connect. I guess it does connect on Fluff and stuff. It's going to cause his death thanks to the Wraith Fire Blast on top of that. DDX getting stunned over
comes
by
Nyx.
Storm Spirit. Nyx is here. They don't have vision.
Oh man,
of
this
Storm
Shadow Shaman's so
Spirit, though.
fucking dead.
Yeah, Shadow Shaman's going to just put everything out on the line here.
Oh my god.
He gets initiated on and blown up as a result. We have more pacifiers from IX Mike. He's a big old baby. I
Oh,
love
is he
that.
gonna go? No, wait, maybe. Yeah.
Radiant's top
But
tower
Mirana wasn't even there, so she took
Oh,
tier 1
Wraith
tower.
King. They get his ultimate. That's like the longest cooldown. Is that the longest cooldown on any ultimate in the game? It's got to be. It's
Yeah.
up there.
Level 1 Wraith King ultimate's the longest cooldown in the game.
260,
It's
right?
true.
Yeah,
It's the longest in the game.
Insane.
Yeah. So, all in all, win for SNA. They got the tier 1 tower. Even though that was okay for Isurus in terms of the fight, they didn't really... They're not getting any collateral. And I think it's a problem if Mirana starts soloing towers when there's a Treant on the Radiant
Oh,
side. to hold
A
it.
Plus is going to hit. Mana burn, mana burn, mana burn. Guessing he already used it. Disruption is there. I don't think he's going to tick down to this.
I
Not
didn't
even
have
close to the same amount. I thought he had... Okay, mana burn does have a low cooldown, so I'm
He
not
didn't
sure.
open with Vendetta, though. If he had Vendetta there, that was a kill. I think it
Yeah.
was on cooldown.
Quite
Well,
possibly.
We'll see. Fluff. Actually, so, yeah, he's going to go for it. Okay. Farming the creeps. So what Nyx can do when you have a Blink Dagger is really interesting, because if you're playing against sentries, you don't want a Vendetta in, right? Because then you just get caught out. But if you Blink Impale as your opener, then you can follow up with Vendetta as your secondary skill, which is something a lot of people forget to do, actually,
If you
sometimes.
initiate with his ultimate, it's not guaranteed,
Yeah.
essentially. I mean, you get the
So-
guaranteed damage from the backstab or whatever God's name it's called, but the impale is definitely not guaranteed. So, yeah, that's why Blink Dagger is so crucial on him. Now, the question is, what does he get now? Does he go like more mobility with like a Force Staff or something like that? Or because, I mean, look at their lineup. There's a pretty squishy lineup you're going against. I mean, even the Dagon would
I
make
think it's
sense.
time for Nyx to go for MKB Deso so he can carry this Wraith King late game.
Well, keep in mind that Nyx Assassin does have the set that the
coming.
Dagon actually is used for, so it's very important to get that
That's
in
true.
his inventory.
That's very true. Yeah, that's... Who cares if you qualify? You're just going to look cool, right?
Yeah, it's
That's what's important.
style points are really important in Dota. I don't know if you've heard.
See, bottom lane.
Puck, not even close to a I shouldn't say
Yeah.
not even close, but not very close to a blink.
That's the thing, right? If he skipped the treads here, he would have almost had it
Yeah.
at 14, which isn't an amazing time, but considering the position they're in right now, that would have been really, really good asset to have.
Wow,
right
they're going
now,
for
so-
Roche, just
Yeah.
like last game. Very early Roche.
And Isurus has absolutely no idea. This is what you can do with Shadow Shaman wards, of course. Do great physical damage. They also have the medallion on Whitebeard on the Shadow
I
Shaman.
don't
We
think
didn't
they
point
got
that
the
out.
medallion last game, though. They didn't even need
No,
it.
they had a Death Prophet
Death
there,
Prophet's
too.
all you need, I guess.
This is absolutely huge, getting a Roshan for free. Of course, it's going to give the Aegis to Storm Spirit. One
The
of the
best
3 best
hero.
heroes.
Yeah.
One of the 3 best heroes. to have an
Let's
Aegis
name
on.
them. So Storm, Lesh, and
Yeah,
who's
Lesh
the
is sick with
third?
it, too.
Timbersaw?
Wraith
Pretty
King with
good?
Refresher. So you have like 15 lives.
Nah, that's garbage. That's like the worst hero to give it to.
Yeah, Lesh is really good with it if you play a core Lesh. What else? Timber, like you said, is pretty good.
There's somebody better. I'm
Yeah,
missing somebody.
I'm missing that too. I
Yeah.
feel like there's someone we're missing who's just absolutely insane with the Aegis.
We have initiation here.
Ayo.
AA.
Gonna
Knocking
initiate
it.
on the ground. Got him.
Boom!
He hit the flag.
That's true. That's important.
Well done.
That's like, it's needed. It's not even, you don't talk crap, you just throw ultimates onto the enemy team flag. That's like pissing on them, you know? It's important. Something that's very underrated in Dota is getting into the mind of your enemy.
Yeah.
I'm sure that definitely did that. So Storm Spirit working on his Orchid of Malevolence. Wait, is it actually called Malevolence? Or did they
Yeah, it
change
is.
that? Okay.
It's actually just called Orchid Malevolence for some reason. Not
Oh,
off.
it's not of?
No.
Okay. Oh, screw that. I like of.
Might actually have been called that at some point. Okay. Well, I want to talk a little bit about what you do if you're Isurus right now, because I think if you're SNA, it's pretty straightforward, right? You keep farming, you split push, you're playing Mirana, Clock, and Storm, who all have escape abilities and can generally put pressure all over the map with Rocket, with Storm in general, and Mirana. You have the Aegis, who just took Roche, so everything's going according to plan for them. Maybe they would have liked to win the early game a little bit more, but all things considered, it's okay for them. What does Isurus do right now? Because this Wraith King, enabling him to farm, I don't think is going to cut it, because he farms so incredibly slowly this year. He has 43 CS at 16 minutes, which is absolute trash for a safe lane hero.
Yeah.
And it's not because he played poorly, there just wasn't that many options for him in the draft right now.
Well, I think at the end of the day,
So-
what you need the blink daggers on everybody. You need Wraithkin to get one, and Puck, I'm guessing, is a little bit closer, yeah. And you follow that, so you have global presence like you were talking about with the AA Ice Blast.
Well, this could be a good
Overgrowth to
wraparound.
follow, tons of blink daggers. In mid lane, well, this is literally the entire team.
They need to kill
Phoenix,
Fluff
though.
instantly. That enables them to take fight. Nice
AA
AA ult.
blast.
That's gonna be huge.
Gonna connect on 3. Can they follow it up with anything?
No, they just
Nyx
get
is
going.
there, but no, they just give up the tower, no problem.
Where's the Puck Blink? 500 gold.
I mean, that has to be what they're waiting for at the very least, is the Puck blink. I mean,
Yeah,
Wraith
I'm
King,
just
it's gonna
worried
open it up
it's-
for Wraith King.
That's still, that Puck Blink is coming in a couple of minutes, and those are minutes where you're not using your extremely high-level Nyx Assassin. And they're just not finding pickoffs, because what SNA does is that they go together as 4 or 5. They maybe leave Mirana in a side lane because Nyx can't solo her. She doesn't have high enough intel, and she has pretty good health with the drum build. So she just split pushes all the time, so does Storm. And the rest of the team groups up, and then when they have Mass Serpent Wards, they take an objective. They took Roche, now they took the mid tower, they're going to go bottom tower next. I feel like Isurus are waiting, and it's not going to work. They need to try to take these fights. Even if it doesn't look like the ideal scenario, you still go.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, this, yeah, they're going to do a top lane. This
Ooh,
could be a kill.
Oh my god, my game is all messed up. Okay.
No, the AL is off
we
the
go.
mark.
AL's gonna miss.
I
Can they
X
follow
Mike.
this up though? Did he miss? Did he go for a hook shot? He did. He missed it completely. Spike Carapace gonna buy.
I didn't miss it completely.
Nyx
Hit
a
one of his
little bit.
creeps. Oh.
That's good. Okay, Cinderin. Okay.
Hey, come on, be fair.
Nyx is gonna get out as the tier 1's in a little bit of peril. So keep in mind what I was talking about early game, where once Puck gets the blink, he's great against Storm Spirit, but if Storm Spirit gets up to a better start, then you're kind of screwed, because once Storm gets the Orchid, it's going to be around the same time that Blink is picked up, which is about now,
Yeah.
on the Puck. And a Storm versus a Puck when he has Orchid is disgusting, to say the least.
But still, the way Storm needs to commit to the fight, if he jumps in for that, there's just so much good turnaround. There's living armor to keep Puck alive, they have the Wraith King stun, they have the Nyx Assassin Carapace even, which can mess him up if he walks into a Remnant with that, and Nyx Assassin stun. So I don't think it's that straightforward for Ush here. The thing is he has the Aegis, so the next time they do it, they can actually just go for that play and see if they can get something set up. But
Double
if
invis for Nyx.
Isurus does not do anything now, they're not going to win the game, because this is the best timing for them they're going to have in the next 10 minutes. Like, the Blink Daggers are up on Nyx and Puck. Both of them are level 11. AL is online. Tree and Armor. We haven't even seen an Overgrowth in a 19-minute game, I think.
Sure.
It hasn't even been cast. And I feel like that's an ill omen for them. If they don't set up a fight where they can use Overgrowth, they're not playing the game right. That's how I feel
Orchid's
about
up now. I mean, honestly, if you initiate with Storm, do you actually put Orchid on Nyx instead
it.
of Puck?
Ush could be in trouble here.
It could be. Sentry's there, though. He knows. Impale's going to miss. AA
Ale.
Blast. Not going to connect.
Oh,
It
yes!
does connect on
Going
Storm.
back into it.
Okay,
He's
let's
still
look at his
gonna
life
live.
here.
Disruption.
Disruption.
Yeah.
He needs about 96 HP or so. He's going to dodge a lot of it with his zip. Boy, he's panicking, I'll tell you what. But he gets out. He's good to go.
Get out!
But no, back to my point. Do you
I'm
think
frost burning.
when Storm initiates with Orchid, do you even bother on Puck at this point? Like, what about just going on Nyx? Because he's doing way more damage overall.
The
He's
thing
way
is,
more of a
I
hassle.
think
I mean,
over-
Spike Carapace is huge.
Overall, Puck is a more reliable counter-initiate. That's the thing. So if he goes on the Nyx, he allows Puck to go in. And if Puck can blink in and get a 2 or 3 man silence and coil, I think that's more worrying than Nyx getting an Impale off. So he would still be my personal preference to go on for the Storm, but you need to look at it in every different case and see what the positioning is like.
Right.
It's not that straightforward, but Mass Serpent Ward's essentially kind of wasted here. Not really the best usage from Whitebeard. Okay, maybe it's going to work out. He tanks the tower a bit.
Might be really low. AA Blast will finish him off.
Nyx
here.
goes in. Okay. Well,
Very
this sets
slow
up for an easy
initiation.
Impale.
And Impale sets it up by Fluff and stuff on himself, but here comes the Shackle and counter initiation. Clockwork is there, and Nyx is blown up right off the bat. You've seen the overgrowth for the first time on two heroes, I do believe. Whitebeard looks like he's next to fall. And Fluff and Stuff and company in a 3v3 situation. Looks like Isurus is backing up. Ultimate is actually up for
just
Wraith
turn
King.
and fight this.
Yeah, if they can get Wraith King, this is pretty huge because it's still level 1 ult. Not able to take him down just quite yet. Fluff and Stuff is there, though. And there goes the ult.
Yeah, Fluff is dead.
Well, I think, honestly, this is worth it.
He has a gem. That's a big kill.
Who has the gem?
If they realize it.
They
But
do,
Storm
right.
comes in again. He did have the Aegis. He's full on mana and health, of course, and he's going to immediately clean up the Treant. Now turning over on the Wraith King. Yeah, it's going to get him as well, so... That looked like it was going to be better for Isurus than it actually turned out, to be honest.
Well, I think getting the Wraith King kill is actually pretty huge because he's just about to hit level... Look at how close he is to level 11, Synderen. Look how freaking close he is.
Which hero is that?
Wraith King. So he has
That's
to put up.
true.
He has to put up
That's
with this
unfortunate.
god-awful cooldown on his ultimate, despite probably getting level... I mean, do you even bother getting level 2 ultimate at level 11? You wait till level 12 to get it? Or is that just too risky?
On Wraith King now?
Yeah.
The distance from level 11 to 12 is really big. So you can see that it takes 600 experience to go from level 10 to 11, and 11 to 12 is 2200. It's
Right.
really... I think he has to skill it.
100
It's gonna
seconds
be,
each
yeah,
one.
It's really worth taking now, so... But that fight, the way it started out, I felt like that was going to go better for Isurus, but the Nyx just came in a really bad timing. He carapaced but didn't get opened on, so carapace was wasted.
Right.
He hit a one-man impale. He didn't even get Vendetta off. So I think if you're Isurus, if you execute that a little bit better, you can pull it off. But the advantage that they're starting to get now on the Dire, it doesn't feel like a 12,000 gold game, does it? That's really what it is right now.
Is he going to go 1v1
It's pretty
again?
crazy.
On the Wraith King. He leaps out,
I mean, why not?
avoids the Wraith King blast, or Wraith Fire blast, I should say. And... Well, 14 to, I mean, it's 14 to 12, so it's not like a huge kill lead or anything like that, but definite advantage for sneaky Nyx Assassins. We're going to look at the XP and gold. About 6, whatever in God's name that is, in gold. Wow, gold is out of control.
Yeah, I can't believe that's a 12k. This is a 12k game. I mean, how many towers are they ahead by? 4.
lot.
Okay.
Now do you believe?
But it's more about Wraith King's farm than anything. Like his net worth is still way too low for this position in the game.
For sure.
And their 2 supports are lowballing really hard. So like Shadow Shaman has 6k net worth. That's more than 1.5 times the combined gold of the Radiant supports.
All right, we have
Kind of crazy.
we have a blink now on the Wraith King.
Oh, nice
Initiation
Orchid.
on a Shadow Shaman. Yeah, Orchid used. Looks like Shadow Shaman is probably going to fall, but he
I
gets
got
his
the
wards
wards
off, which
off.
is pretty big. Overgrowth anytime soon. He's going to die before he can even get it
A
off.
3-man cog.
Huge cog on 3
Oh
people. The
my
nipples are
god.
so juicy.
Get
These
mic'd.
cogs, man. Get mic'd. Is that your new saying? DDX is the only survivor. Going to pick up a rune for his efforts, but this is going to be a tier 2 at the very least.
That Sentry Ward they had on Isurus or whatever that was just got dropped too late. They should have taken down the Shadow Shaman before he got a spell off. Those Mass Serpent Wards made a huge difference, especially with that triple cog, so the splash damage gets really amplified heavily because they're so close to each other. That was huge for SNA, and now I think
I can't
They
believe
might
Tree
not get
died
tier
so
3.
fast. He was instigated. He was stunned one time. It was
Yeah.
the Electric Vortex, I believe. And before he was out of that, I mean, that's not even that long of a stun overall.
he's got 3 armor and 1200 health. He's not really that tanky anymore, and no living armor on him either.
Right.
So it's getting really hard if you're Isurus. I like the fact that Wraith King actually went for the Blink Dagger after all, because I think his farm was so bad that even if he tries to go for carry, he's actually going to be less useful when it matters.
Well, this is like the prime time for Isurus, like you've talked about. They need to smoke up constantly. They have 3 blinks.
Haven't even smoked this game yet, have they?
AA Blast.
Maybe once.
No, they smoked once. I think that was the one where they wrapped around towards mid and nothing really happened. And Roche is up, so this is probably going to be another free one for Sneaky Nyx. The arrow initiates with the beautiful Medallion of Courage, which... Do you think that item needs to be changed in any way? Do you think it's too good for its price? I mean, all it's really, for the most part, it's used for Roche.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
the main thing.
You
I
don't
think
really
it's
see it
okay.
on heroes too
I
often.
think it's fine. But you're right, it's kind of a weird item, but I think this item has been the same for a very long time, so I guess it's being considered balanced. Very nice AO, but it's too late. Mirana's going to TP top. Storm gets the Aegis again, and he has a BKB to go with that. Like, now it's... I think we missed the timing here for Isurus. That was like between the last 7 minutes or so. They could have actually taken really good fights, and I feel like they tried too little, and then when they did it, the execution wasn't good enough. Puck is actually almost going to kill Mike. Nice. John, I think he's still dead. I was just going to get him now with the Orchid. Yeah, he's done for.
Orchid, initiation. Ush! Doesn't have any mana to speak of, but the right clicks along with the Orchid are enough. Amplify damage so strong in that. Of course, the silence is pretty good too against the Storm Spirit, or against the Puck especially. And yeah, this is starting to get. I mean, it's just snowballing over. I mean, they have like Storm Spirit is the epitome of snowball. I feel like, other than Tusk, of course, because he's literally has a snowball. But you know what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
And so, oh my God, Fluff and Stuff has a point booster. As I almost blow snot everywhere. Going for an Aghanim Scepter, I want to see this so bad. Of course, in
Awesome.
6.81, you basically get 2 demonic purges on 40-second cooldowns.
It's so good. I think that's really, really good, actually. But Shadow Demon is one of the supports that's mostly played as position 5 and doesn't get that amount of farm.
Right.
But when you can pull it off, I think it's a sick late game item. Having 2 demonic purges on separate cooldowns, or like 2 uses, it's crazy. But unfortunately, in this game, I don't feel like at this point it's not going to make the difference. I would love to see a game or two where it just changes the game and the support really gets to be an absolute MVP of that game because of a double demonic purge. But
Right.
it's going to be a very rare sight, as we could see.
Isurus is going to get finally a tier 1, but really their tier 3 is what they should worry about, as they're going to have some TP support.
They're going to be too late for it.
Yeah, this tower's dead
Hey,
one way or another. AA Blast is going to connect on 2, it looks like. Initiation.
Instant hex from
I believe
Whitebeard.
there's only 1 in the Dream Coil, surprisingly enough, as Puck gets destroyed. BKB doing work for Storm Spirit. They're going to find a Wraith King inside the cogs again, but he does have his ultimate. Finally seeing the Overgrowth come into effect. A nice double impale from the Nyx Assassin, but here comes Wraith King. Do they have vision, is the question. I guess Ush doesn't even care because he has the Aegis of Immortality. Puck, was that a dieback?
Yep.
He died twice. This could be GG, just like this. Initiation, again, seeing the power of Aegis on Storm Spirit, as that is an ultra kill for the Mirana, who has the Mjolnir, by the way, which we didn't mention, but same as last game.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 lanes. There's not really anything Isurus can do about it at this point. The top 5 net worth are all SNA now. It's about 25,000 gold lead. You know, that's the really weird thing about this game. It just leaves you thinking, what if Isurus just farmed a bit more and executed a few ganks a little bit better? Like, considering how far they've been behind in the last 15 minutes, I feel like those fights were actually fairly even until this one. So if the gold was even as well, I think maybe Isurus could have actually taken these fights, but they just got out-farmed completely. Wraith King doesn't even have 100 CS at a 28-minute game.
Well, really, okay, so we talk about
yeah.
Wraith King getting destroyed overall in this game. And I think a lot of this has to, as we see the GG, Storm Spirit versus Puck, even though they weren't in lane, I guess Storm Spirit versus Nyx. Storm Spirit just did way more in this game. Nyx did a decent job overall, but it just didn't come together. Didn't create enough space for Wraith King to get the farm he needed. And Puck, I mean, that's the telling tale. No blink on Puck until, what was it, like
Minute 20
16?
almost.
20? Okay,
Almost 20,
wow.
like 18, I think. And the
Yeah,
problem
it's
is,
not
if
good.
you look at Nyx, the reason this is only a decent performance is that he went 4-4-1. But if you contribute to 5 kills in a 28-minute game with a Nyx, who gets 2 solo kills on Storm Spirit, you're just not aggressive enough and you're not finding the right openings. Because I feel like the options were there for Isurus, but Nyx is just the better team here. And no big surprise, Nyx winning this as well. They're now going to go up 2-0 in the group. Isurus is now 0-2. They also lost to Revenge. Roughly about the same amount of time, also 28-minute game.
Felt like the same game,
Yeah.
honestly.
Really
like
did.
the same things happen.
But yeah, looking good for Sneaky Nyx on the first day. Although, to be honest, as a team that's being considered a top contender, I think they need to play better than this.
Yeah,
I don't think this is good enough against the best in this qualifier if you want to make top 2.
Well, maybe they're just taking it easy.
Yeah.
Taking it easy to start off.
Let's put us on camera. I want to see your beautiful
All right,
face.
we're on camera, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
okay, I'm gonna move a little bit over here.
Yeah,
again,
you
so
want
I'm
to
in the
drink some
shot.
Monster? Get
Okay,
some
let's drink some Monster.
product placement
Wow,
going?
amazing product
Oh,
placement.
cheers.
You need to cheer.
What is this? Okay, can you get this on camera? Your tab is up in the air.
Yeah, I'm weird like that.
That's weird.
That's what I do. I like having this in my nose. I knew you couldn't
You
handle
made me
it.
spill it all over myself. Anyway, I want to look at the schedule coming up, guys. On this stream, BTS2, we're done for the day. We're going to be on BTS1.
Yeah, we're done.
in a
The
few
stream is still
hours.
running with other casters.
Well, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. So
yeah.
if you're following us, we'll be on BTS1 in a few hours for the last 3 games of the day, I do believe.
Yep.
As far as this stream is concerned, coming up after us is AC and Merlini for a couple of games, then followed by LD and Fear. So stay tuned. Other than that, give them the link. I guess you guys will see the link on the
Yeah, that's going to be in the
overlay
in a
coming
moment,
up
but
here. That
yeah.
I'm so good with XSplit and everything. Yeah. Anything else? Any closing comments, Syndrin? How do you like America? It's very
Fuck
very
yeah.
important. America, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know, I guess.
All right, so yeah, as you said, let's see, what was the swap around? So it's AC Merlini on this stream next, followed by LD and Fear. And then on the main stream, it's going to be LD and Fear coming up soon. And then we have 3 games later on between the 2 of us. We've got Revenge SNA, E-Hug Liquid, and Liquid Nar. So
And then, of course,
some of the best games today actually are the last one, so
Yes.
you want to stay for those.
lucky us. Also, keep in mind High Ground TV, who are the I call them the North American experts. If you really want the best analysis for North American teams.
Yeah, they know the players so
not,
well.
Not just North, just the Americas in general. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's BTS4.
What is it called?
It's the
it
lounge
BTS4?
area where we just sit and do nothing and then watch the games.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. So you can catch us there as
Yeah.
well. Okay, so stay tuned, guys.
Bye.
All right, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, I'll just put this screen on. Whatever.
Production value.
Oh, here, you guys get to see Crystal Maiden here.
Production value.